Rubeus Hagrid had many excellent qualities. He was kind, warm, caring, and passionate about helping both magical creatures and the students of Hogwarts. He built an extremely close bond with Harry and proved to be an extremely valuable friend throughout Harry's time at Hogwarts. But for all Hagrid's many strong points, he does have one glaring weakness, and that is that he often is unable to keep a secret, especially after a few butterbeers in the Three Broomsticks. Hagrid will often be heard saying, "I shouldn't have said that," after letting vital information slip. It's the subject of much amusement to the audience as they enjoy watching Hagrid reveal many top secrets. So today, here are 3 times that Hagrid could not keep a secret. Number 1. Telling Voldemort how to get past Fluffy. In the Philosopher's Stone, Hagrid plays an important role in the guarding of the stone. He lends Dumbledore his 3-headed dog Fluffy, who guards the trapdoor on the 3rd floor. Anyone wishing to steal the stone would first need to find a way to get past this murderous beast. The only people who knew the secret to getting past Fluffy were Hagrid and Dumbledore. However, one evening Hagrid met a stranger in the Hog's Head who kept buying Hagrid drinks. They agreed to play cards, as Hagrid was trying to win a dragon's egg from the stranger. The drunker Hagrid became, the more information he started to reveal, and eventually he let slip the secret that all you needed to do to pass Fluffy was to play him some music, and he would fall straight asleep. Of course, Hagrid revealing this critical piece of information was unintentional, but it almost had some very serious consequences, as it allowed Voldemort to reach the final obstacle, the Mirror of Erised. Ultimately, Voldemort was defeated, but this was probably the most serious example of Hagrid's main weakness and his inability to keep his secrets. Number 2. Revealing that he is a half-giant. This was probably Hagrid's biggest secret about himself. Although some people would have guessed that he possessed giant blood due to his enormous size, nobody knew for sure that his mother was a giantess. In the Goblet of Fire, however, he forms a close friendship with the head of Beauxbaton Academy, Madame Maxime. She appears to have many similarities to Hagrid, being a woman of enormous size herself, and Hagrid thinks that she too is half giant, goes ahead and shares his secret with her. He was unaware, however, that he was being listened to by Rita Skeeter, and she promptly printed this story in the Daily Prophet, causing Hagrid much humiliation, to the point where he refused to leave his cabin. Eventually, he decided to carry on teaching after speaking to Harry, Ron and Hermione, but Hagrid, sharing this hidden secret, caused a number of problems for him, as many witches and wizards were prejudiced towards the giants. Number 3. Telling Harry about the argument that Snape and Dumbledore had. Another time that he let slip important information was during the Half-Blood Prince. After Ron was poisoned and rushed to the hospital wing, Hagrid took Harry and Hermione back to their dormitories. After a conversation about the attacks, Hagrid accidentally mentions that Dumbledore was angry with Snape and that he had heard them arguing. This fueled Harry's suspicions, as he was already sure that Snape and Malfoy were planning something together, and his suspicions had been ignored by others, including Albus Dumbledore. By hearing about this argument, he deduced that perhaps Dumbledore did indeed believe that Harry's suspicions had some merit, but simply did not want to confide them with Harry. We also hear the full conversation between Snape and Dumbledore during the Deathly Hallows, when Harry views Snape's memories in the Pensieve. So as we can see, Hagrid was certainly a liability in some ways when it came to guarding important information. Professor McGonagall often suspected that Hagrid had let things slip, and would usually assume that it had been leaked because he had got drunk down the pub. Even though he had this weakness, it doesn't change the fact that Hagrid was beloved by all in the wizarding world, and fans of the series can certainly forgive him for his tendency to spill the beans. If you haven't done so already, you can listen to our previous episode all about the life of Rubeus Hagrid, where we take a look at Hagrid's childhood, his time at Hogwarts, his time as gamekeeper, and what he did after the Second Wizarding War. This episode and many others of Potty Wee Potter are available on all streaming platforms for you to enjoy.